Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now as we know, Anthony Joshua was present for Derek Chisora versus Oleksandr Usyk, and the reason why he was there was obviously to support Derek Chisora, but also he was on a scouting mission. He wanted to see what Oleksandr Usyk was like. Obviously that is as close as he is going to get to Oleksandr Usyk before stepping in the ring with him. Now Anthony Joshua currently has a challenge with Kubrat Pulev for his IBF World Championship. That is happening on December 12th. So AJ will be focused solely on that at the moment, but it doesn't hurt to look at fellow challengers in the heavyweight division that he will potentially be fighting, because Usyk is a WBO mandatory and therefore says that he's going to force his position on Anthony Joshua, so Joshua has to do one of two things: fight him next or vacate and go and fight Tyson Fury. So Usyk will be fighting for a heavyweight world championship in his next fight. He's made that abundantly clear. So Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, that is potentially going to happen next year, but Usyk is still in there, and Anthony Joshua is still clearly interested in fighting Oleksandr Usyk, which will be a good fight. The only thing about Usyk I'm wondering is, does he have the punching power to keep someone like Anthony Joshua away? If Anthony Joshua decides to box with Usyk, then it makes it tougher for AJ. If AJ goes in there looking to fight him, rough him up, make it rough, make it tough, and go to the body, that is when Usyk will really struggle, because he struggled in there with someone like Derek Chisora, who is extremely hard to keep away, a very good fighter, especially coming forwards. But Anthony Joshua is another thing entirely, and I think that Oleksandr Usyk will struggle with the size and strength and the power of someone like Anthony Joshua, because Joshua cannot just knock guys out, he can also box. So he can have a boxing match with Usyk, but Anthony Joshua won't do that. What he will do is he will establish his jab and try and do all of the things that he is able to do, things that he has learned over the years, because Anthony Joshua is not just a KO artist, he's also a very good boxer, and he always has that to call upon when he needs it. The Andy Ruiz Jr. rematch is a testament to that. So Anthony Joshua has that part of his game if he wants to use it. But against someone like Oleksandr Usyk, you have to wonder, does he need to go in there and box with him? No, he doesn't. I don't think he does. I think he needs to go in there looking for a knockout. Sometimes a fighter does have to go in there looking to box, like he did in the Ruiz rematch. It was very important that he stuck to his boxing in that fight and not start fighting Ruiz, because that is what Ruiz wants. Whereas Oleksandr Usyk is not going to want to stand there and have a fight with Anthony Joshua. So what Joshua must do is make him fight. Make him do the things he doesn't want to do, because Anthony Joshua can dictate those things. If he turns it into a boxing match, he could get pop-shotted by Oleksandr Usyk, and then he risks being outpointed. And that is just a route that Anthony Joshua does not need to go down. He can get the knockout, he can hurt Oleksandr Usyk. Anthony Joshua has the power to hurt anyone in the heavyweight division, so he needs to use that to his advantage. So Usyk will be in there looking to box. He won't want to engage with Anthony Joshua, he will want to stay on the outside. But the problem is, 12 rounds, 36 minutes is an extremely long time to go without getting caught with any punches, because you have to believe, as soon as Usyk gets tagged with one of those punches, he's not going to take it. I know he took the punches well from Derek Chisora, but he could see them coming. Anthony Joshua will throw shots that Usyk will be unable to see, like short uppercuts, like short left hooks, especially on the inside, where Anthony Joshua loves to work, because in the Andy Ruiz fight, yes, he could not trade up on the inside because Ruiz was the inside fighter, whereas in there with fighters such as Usyk, Anthony Joshua will love to fight on the inside because he does like to do that. A lot of Anthony Joshua's knockouts have come from fighting on the inside. So with Usyk, if Usyk does want to tie Anthony Joshua up, Joshua will not want to do that, he will want to fight, and Joshua is the stronger and bigger man. That is why he will always have his way when fighting on the inside. And what that also means is, if he wants to tie him up, if Usyk wants to tie Anthony Joshua up, then Joshua is stronger and will be able to walk him back. If Usyk wants to fight on the inside, Joshua has the heavier punches and maybe a little bit faster and sharper as well than Usyk. So again, Anthony Joshua will come out on top if Usyk does want to fight on the inside. So what Usyk does need to do is maintain a certain distance and try and pop shot Anthony Joshua, so he needs to use his feet to get in and out of range. The only thing is, Anthony Joshua also has good feet and fast feet also. So I think that as Usyk tries to adjust his angles, I think Anthony Joshua will adjust also. Because we saw what happened when Teofimo Lopez had done that with Lomachenko. Lomachenko swivels, he comes around to the side and steps around. But what Teofimo Lopez done was something quite simple. Simple enough that maybe it could be overlooked, because at the end of the day, it is the adjustments, the simple things. That is what Teofimo Lopez explained. He kept it simple and made it basic, and that is how he beat Lomachenko. He stepped around with him. When Lomachenko swivels and comes around to the side, what Teofimo Lopez done was stepped around with him, thus cutting off that angle, because that is what he needs to do. He needs to come around to the side, use those angles to get behind the guard of his opponent. Teofimo Lopez never allowed Lomachenko to do that, and I think that Anthony Joshua in that fight with Usyk would do something similar. So all in all, I think that a matchup between Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk would be extremely interesting. I just think that Anthony Joshua would be too tall, too long, and too heavy, too powerful for someone like Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk had done well to come through Derek Chisora, and I know we can look at that result and think Usyk ain't going to make it at heavyweight because of that. But then again, Derek Chisora is an extremely hard opponent to control, to fight with and to box with, so Derek Chisora is a real handful for anyone in the heavyweight division, so we cannot go off that performance and say that Oleksandr Usyk cannot make it at heavyweight because he struggled with Derek Chisora. That's not it. Dillian Whyte struggled with Derek Chisora. Even in the first fight, he gave Tyson Fury some trouble. In the second fight, not so much. It was more conclusive for Tyson Fury, but still, Derek Chisora is a hard fight for anyone in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua even said that when he sparred Derek Chisora in the build-up to his second fight with Ruiz. He's difficult to control, difficult to predict. So Chisora represented enough challenges for Usyk for us to see a glimpse of what he can do at heavyweight, but still, Chisora is a tough guy and very difficult to beat when he's at his best. But having said that, I still think that Anthony Joshua, his physical advantages, his boxing abilities, his power just will be too much for Usyk, because Anthony Joshua can box with him, but what he can also do is fight with him also, and that will just be too much for Usyk, I think. Usyk will want to box Anthony Joshua, but Joshua will blend it. He will start boxing in the early rounds. When Usyk is looking to box and compute what Anthony Joshua is doing, I think that Anthony Joshua will turn up the pace and look to make it rough in there with Usyk. And Anthony Joshua has been a fighter in the past where he'll go in there with a fighter, say like Usyk, and not really worry about what is coming back. And once he has felt the power of Usyk and he knows that Usyk cannot hurt him, that is when Anthony Joshua will step on him, he will push him back, and he will go for the KO. That is why Anthony Joshua, I believe, will beat Oleksandr Usyk if that fight happens before he fights Tyson Fury, just because I think that Anthony Joshua is too rounded of a fighter for Oleksandr Usyk, especially considering Usyk is coming up from cruiserweight. Guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Anthony Joshua said he was there to support Derek Chisora for that fight, but ultimately what he was also doing is scouting his future opponent in Oleksandr Usyk. Guys, drop your thoughts on this in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.